Okay, now that I think Molly Finn has submitted homework one, I'm going to show you the most basic way to grade an assignment. This is ideal if you don't have a huge class, maybe fewer than 30 students. And this is the most basic way. It doesn't involve downloading anything, using any iPad technology or anything like that. All of this is going to happen inside of Moodle. Okay, so let me click on homework one. When I do that, I can see how many students I have. So I have one student, Molly, how many have been submitted, one file, and how many are left to grade. So sometimes you might see something like 20, 18, and 8. I can just click grade. So let me do that. It proceeds alphabetically. So if there were multiple students, whoever's last name starts with an A would be first. Okay, so here's their file. I can come over here to page 1 of 8 in the top left corner, and I can click through the pages. So here is one way to see everything that they turned in. You can also download the PDF if you want to by clicking this up here. So this is her submission. It's a PDF. And if I click it, it downloaded to my computer. Okay, but again, this is going to be the most basic way of grading that doesn't involve using any additional technology. Now, looking over her solution here, I can do things like add stamps, like X, and probably this is right, I'm not really looking at it, check, etc. So you can do some basic stuff like that. You can put little comment windows like I just did. If I want to move this around, I click on the pointer and I can drag it to wherever I want the remark. Let's see, again, I'm not really looking at this actual work here, but okay, it's a solution, so this is right, but you know what I mean. So here you can check off her final solution. So this is how you can annotate the PDF directly. There is the possibility to kind of free form if you want to, you know, box something or highlight something. It's a little bit hard to write. So if I try to write something like good, you can see it's not so great. So if you want to write feedback directly on their PDF, I recommend using this text box feature. Okay, so that's annotating directly on the PDF. You also have the possibility to leave comments over here. So you can say, number 1, good job. Number 4, watch out, watch your signs, or something like that. So you can write comments that are perhaps a little bit easier to type out than to try to put on the PDF over here in this feedback comments. All right, then I'm gonna give her a grade. So let's just say 98 and save changes. If there were multiple students, I could then arrow through or I could click save and show next. So there's save and show next, which would take me to the next person alphabetically. Or you can come up here to the top right and click on these arrows. There's also a drop down, and you can also start to type the person's name. So you can navigate through the students this way. Okay, so now I'm saving changes. If I would like to go back to the assignment, I can click Assignment Homework 1. That shows me that, I have 0 homework papers left to grade. Let me now show you what happens if you click View All Submissions. So if I click View All Submissions, this would list out all of the submissions I have, as well as students who didn't turn it in. If you have a large class, it might be several pages. You can see the grade you gave, their file. You could download that again from here. If you'd like to grade from this page, you can. You just click the grade button and you're taken back to where we were a minute ago. So now I'm going to go back to view all submissions up here in the top left corner. You can see the annotated PDF. If you download that, it has your annotation. So the student can download it and see your checks and your comments and things like that. The comments, actually, they'll just see that there is a comment, but if it's a little speech bubble, they won't be able to see that whole thing. So they'll know to go looking for that in Moodle. Okay, if you chose to use the grading workflow option that I recommended when setting up this assignment, you would then notice that it says status not graded. So I can select this assignment, go to Set Grading Workflow State, go. I'm going to click OK. I'm trying to change the state. And then for this assignment, I'm going to click Release and Notify Students. When I do that, she will now be able to see her grade, and in fact, she'll get an email telling her to go look on Moodle for her grade. Okay, so I'll save changes. You do not need to release them one by one. So what I do is I typically will grade the entire class. Say I have 25 students, I will grade all of the students. I might do it over 1 or 2 days, and that way nobody sees that I've done any grading until I've decided to release them. In which case, if you select this option up here, it would select everybody. And then for those students, you set grading workflow state and proceed as before. So you do not need to do this workflow state release one by one. In fact, that defeats the entire purpose. The purpose is basically to blast the entire class all at once so that you're allowed to finish your grading before anybody can access their papers and see their grade. If you did not choose to do any of those modifications in the setup, then there's nothing for you to worry about here. What will happen is as soon as you've saved someone's grading from their submission page, they will be able to see their grade. So it's a little bit more basic, but it also means that you need to be confident in your rubric and how you're grading their assignment right from the beginning. And now she can visit her own assignment, see the annotations that we made on the PDF, read the comments we made in the comment window, and see her grade. In fact, if we click on this button in the top left corner and go to grades, you can see that her grade has been stored here under homework 1. Okay, so let me revisit everything. To see the homework submissions, you want to click on the homework assignment itself. You can either click View All Submissions, in which case you get a list of all the students, or you can just go ahead and click Grade, which will take you through the students alphabetically one at a time. You can make annotations on their file. You can write comments over here in this feedback comments window, give them a grade. You can also set the grading workflow state here and notify them or not down here, but again, you can do this however you want to. You can also download their PDF. So this is the most basic way to grade an assignment on Moodle. Thank you for your attention.